はじめまして。私の名前はゴードン・ロバートです。弁護士をしています。ニューヨークシティの弁護士です。9年働いています。弁護士になる前は先生をしていました。幼稚園と高校の先生でした。2年前に韓国の大学で教授を1年間していたこともあります。法律の教授でした。日本に9回行ったことがあります。将来日本に住みたいです。Whoa, okay, so now that was really difficult for me because Japanese isn't my first language. So now, as I study Japanese and understand how difficult it is, I understand how learning English might be difficult for you and difficult for people who are learning English as a second language. So, as I teach, I'm very patient with students to help them develop their English ability. Now, also, being a lawyer, I have to use words as part of my work every day. And I have to know the fine distinctions between the definitions of different words, because different words can have a different impact depending on how you use them. So, for example, say you have a group of words that essentially mean the same thing. There are two types of meanings that are associated with each word. There's the denotation and the connotation. The denotation of a word is the dictionary definition of a word. That's the definition that you find when you look the word up in a dictionary. Now, the connotation of a word is the surrounding feeling or aura around a word that gives a certain impact when you use it. So even though words can have essentially the same meaning, they can have radically different connotations. For example, let's take the word skinny and slender. Now, skinny and slender both essentially mean the same thing. They both mean thin. However, their connotations are very different. So if we take, for example, the word skinny. The word skinny basically means this. On the other hand, the word slender means this. Skinny, slender. Skinny, slender. Skinny, slender. So you can see, even though the two words mean essentially the same thing, their connotations are very different. And so in my English lessons, I help students understand the different connotations between the words that they use and what word is right for a particular situation or for a particular expression. Another thing that I do in my lessons is help students with their pronunciation. I found that Japanese students have difficulty pronouncing certain English sounds. For example, the V sound, the R sound, and the L sound. Now, why is that? Well, first of all, you're Japanese. So your mouth works in Japanese. It's used to making Japanese sounds 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's working out in Japanese. So it's not easy to break the habits that you've developed over a lifetime. So to help students pronounce the English words, I'll show different tricks or techniques you can use in working your mouth and your tongue to make these particular sounds. For example, let's take the V sound. Very often when you're first meeting someone, you might say, "Hi, I'm very glad to meet you." Easy enough. However, Japanese students might say, "Hi, I'm very glad to meet you." Now, a berry is a fruit. It's a kuromono. You don't want to say, "I'm very glad to meet you." And if you do, the person you're meeting might say, "Hmm?" And you don't want that. So you want to be able to pronounce very with the correct pronunciation. So here's something like what I might do in one of my lessons. In order to make the V sound, this lip and this lip should not touch each other at all. If this lip touches this lip, you get a B sound, as in berry, baseball, boy. That's how you make the B sound. But for the V sound, these two lips should remain completely separate. First, This bottom lip should curl under your top teeth, like this. Then you should vibrate that lip like this. After that, you flip out that lip when you say the V sound. Watch. Very. Notice that this lip and this lip do not touch. Very. Vivacious. Visiting. That's how you make a clean and crisp V sound. So you see, V, B, V, B, V, B. So that's an example of an exercise that I might do with one of my students during one of our video lessons. So I'm very glad to meet you. I look forward to meeting you and look forward to working with you. Thank you very much. どうもありがとうございます。お願いします。